Sometimes it can be really, really hard to get out of the negative self-talk, the thought spirals, and the overthinking. We all know in order to live our life to our fullest potential, we need a mindset that supports us. So let's shift this mentality and upgrade our mindset. Upgrading your mindset is one of the most powerful tools to unlock your full potential and get the life that you've always dreamed of. It's about making a conscious decision to change your perspective, your thought patterns, and your behavior to align with your goals and your values. One of the biggest obstacles when we're trying to upgrade our mindset is negative thinking. It's so easy to get into the spiral of thinking we're not good enough, we're having fear of how other people will think of us, we're having a fear of being seen, the fear of failure, sometimes even the fear of success. And then we get caught up in this cycle of self-doubt, anxiety, and fear, which holds us even more back from pursuing our dreams. That's where it's important to distinguish between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. If you're having a fixed mindset, you believe that everything you have, the qualities, the thought patterns, the fears are set into stone and they can't be fixed. So let's say you're always getting nervous when you're trying to talk to other people, you have a hard time networking or saying how you feel, and you just accepted that as a fact. You just say to yourself, I'm just not good at communicating with others. I'm not good with social interactions. That's just how it is and it can never change. That is a fixed mindset. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is if you're noticing these patterns, okay, you're having a hard time to network, but you're looking for ways how you can change that. Maybe you're taking a smaller step or you're reevaluating what you can do to make it a little easier. So instead of thinking, it is that way and it can't be fixed, you have the mindset of there is potential to grow. There is potential for me to learn this new skill. The downside with the fixed mindset is also that you believe that you are not worthy of certain possibilities and opportunities that arise, because in your mind you're like, no, that's not for me because I can't change anything about that. But how do you go from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset? There is good news. There's ways to shift your perspective and your positive thinking. The first way to upgrade your mindset is cultivating self-awareness. Being aware of your thought patterns when they arise, being aware of your negative self-talk is a crucial first step. Only if you notice your thought patterns, your negative self-talk, and the thought spirals, you can make a change. As simple as it sounds, just noticing what's going on in your mind is super helpful. In that moment, taking a step back and looking at your thoughts and emotions as a spectator from the outside. It is easier to separate yourself from the feelings. You can just notice things. You can say like, oh, I notice I'm getting nervous. I notice I'm angry right now. I'm noticing I doubt myself. What helps me a lot is taking a piece of paper, a journal, or my phone if I don't have anything, and writing what I experience, writing my emotions that I'm feeling right now. It takes about 90 seconds to go through an emotion. The emotion is just energy in motion. And so often we're putting all this effort and pressure into trying to hold it down, control it, and not letting it come to the surface. But if you actually give it the space to be there, allow it to be there, then it can disappear too. You can move through it and not try to build a barrier, and it gets so big that eventually this whole wall is crumbling down and all the emotions are coming out at once. The second way is reframing your negative self-talk. So once you've noticed it, look at it more clearly and see how you can reframe that negative statement into a more positive one. An incredible tool I always like to recommend are affirmations, because they're so easy to do. You can repeat them in your head, you can listen to them on your way in the car or wherever you are, and they're just a good way to reprogram your mind. You can also take a journal, write the negative statement, and then find a way to reframe it into something positive. Let's say you applied for a job and you didn't get it. The first thought that might come to your mind is, oh, of course I didn't get it because I am not good enough for this job. I'm not confident enough. I didn't get this job, but it was an experience for me. I made an experience and I learned from it. And for the next time going forward, I can implement X, Y, and Z. And this is how I want to work on my confidence from now on. That again goes from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. You're not stuck where you are. You can always find new ways and improve, and it's just a stepping stone. It's not set in stone. The third way to upgrade your mindset is to stay present. And I know, you've heard this so many times, but how do you actually stay present? A tip I can give you, what helps wonders for me, is, as easy as it sounds, to continue to breathe. Focus on my breathing. When I notice thoughts are coming up and there's so many emotions, again, being self-aware, taking a step back, and then just breathing through the moment. So often we get caught up either catastrophizing what could happen in the future, or we're dwelling on what happened in the past. But you have the present right now, and that is really all you have. Focusing on your breath is the most important tool to come back. I like to pair it with an affirmation. I like to say, my breath is my anchor. I am safe. My breath is my anchor. I am safe. And with that, I'm breathing in. I like to go with a breathing technique that Andrew Huberman describes as the physiological sigh. What you do is taking 2 consecutive inhales through the nose and then a super, super long exhale. And what it does with the exhale, you're relaxing your body. And you can remind yourself of the mantra, the affirmation, just coming back into your space right now. What also helps me is box breathing, where you imagine a box, you inhale for 4, you hold it at the top, you exhale for 4, hold it again, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. These ways are not obvious even if you're in a public setting, and it just makes you calm down and stay present. Another thing that you could challenge yourself with to stay present is, let's say you go on a walk, and instead of scrolling on your phone, listening to something or doing something else, you can focus on what things you hear around yourself, what things you notice. Maybe you see the color of cars passing by often, or if you hear the birds, or if you hear some other noises. What does the weather feel like? Is there sun on your skin? Just going back into what you notice in your body just makes you stay present instantaneously. Fourth way is cultivating gratitude. I like to find gratitude when I get up in the morning. I write it in my journal, and also right before I go to bed. I like to think about 3 things that happened on that day that I'm grateful for. And they could be the same things every day, but if you focus on what things went well throughout your day, you're gonna feel so much better and more relaxed. As the saying goes, what you focus on will grow. So make sure you're focusing on gratitude, and don't take it for granted, because really it isn't. Some people don't have food, some people don't have a home, some people don't have water. So all these little things we take for granted, other people might not have. And it's so easy to get into the lack. All the things that other people have, especially with social media, where we're constantly reminded of all these things that people do and have and consume. But you have things to be grateful for. Just find them and write them down, or put them in your notes app. I promise you that will help your mindset immensely. For the next way, I actually released a video recently about how to deal with energy vampires and toxic people. And that is, spend your time intentionally, wisely with people that uplift you and inspire you. There's a saying that you are the result of the people you hang out with, and I think that is 100% true. Not only with the people you hang around with, but also with the media you consume, what things you listen to, what opinions you listen and acknowledge and take into account. Intentionally selecting the people you spend your time with is super, super helpful. Maybe if you tend to have friends or a family member that is a little bit of an energy drainer and you don't have the capacity right now, listen to your body and say, maybe not today, I don't have the capacity myself. Just focus more on the people that uplift you, that get your vision, that get your dream, that want to grow with you. It's incredibly hard to be surrounded by people that are in a fixed mindset, and you want to surround yourself with other people that have a growth mindset, that know that change can happen and that you can have a momentum. And the more people you have in your circle that are working towards their goals, you will see that success and all the things that you want in your dream life as well. The sixth way is to take risks. We're not going to grow if we stay in our comfort zone. I always say this. A comfort zone is basically just a familiar zone. We're familiar with everything that's in there. Also anxiety, fears, self-doubt, not loving ourselves. It's also in our comfort zone. So everything that is in this familiar / comfort zone is going to feel uncomfortable if you take a step out of it. But it's so essential to grow, to keep learning and to keep exploring. And if you never try anything, you can't fail. But I don't think that's a good thing. You should be trying things. Failing is part of the process. It happens to everyone that has gained success, that has changed their lives for the better. You can start small. Nobody expects you to go from doing nothing to doing the most scary thing ever. Take little continuous steps and you will get there. The important part is just to allow yourself to fail and allow yourself to take the risks. And by stepping out of your comfort / familiar zone, you're going to gain confidence and these new skills. The 7th way to upgrade your mindset is to stay mindful in your behavior, in your thought patterns, in your actions. By being mindful, you can live a more intentional life. And that is just so beautiful. Mindfulness for me, as I said earlier on, is just maybe going on a walk and noticing what's around me, just staying present. Mindfulness can also be hanging out with your favorite people. Mindfulness can also be meditation. Mindfulness can be your favorite sport activity, your yoga practice, whatever that is for you. But knowing that everything, how we react, what we think, what we take action towards, has an impact on another person's life and also on your own. Upgrading your mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset requires effort, patience, and persistence. And just know that it's a continuous journey we're all on. Just be kind to yourself, give yourself grace. I believe in you, you got this. If you like this video, I'm sure you will enjoy this video as well. Go and be your favorite self. I see you soon.